Perfect. Well, hey everyone, good to see you tonight. Bit of a smaller crowd because we've had a whole bunch of people. First week of school and everything else, just been a big week. But I'm hoping this message gets to you, that you'll listen to it, because I was inspired to write a message around this business that I'm going to share in just a moment that I think is going to be really helpful for people, because awareness is everything. When you have self-awareness and you have awareness about others, it helps to be able to make decisions, to be able to articulate your why, how to understand things, be understood. And so I'm going to be sharing a little bit about from a concept around that tonight. But hey, why don't you put in the chat, so far your week, 1 out of 10, how is it going? And maybe one cool thing that's happened already. I know it's only Tuesday night, but in 2 days, what's two things so far that and happy Australia Day as well, everybody. I'm proudly an Australian. I am proud to to keep the flag flying. My forefathers fought for this country, and it's so good as I hang out with people from all different colors and creed and races to be in this country together and call this Australia. So happy Australia Day, everybody. As I look at this, 8 out of 10, good. 5, sign up a family member, requalified as a manager. Well done, Martin. Well, I'm going to get straight into this tonight, and you can keep putting that up there as you can tell us how you started this week. And then if it wasn't a great week, put a out of 10 how you believe you're going to finish this week. Because to me, that's always that's always how it works. Our mindset moves us forward. So I want to talk, and it came up in one of our meetings today, about people's why for this business. And so I want to talk about, is this a charity? Is this a hobby? Or is this the business for you? And if you could all just, if you don't mind being on mute while we do this, and then we'll do questions if we have time at the end. And if not, I can help you mute. Fantastic. Just so we don't have feedback. So is this a charity? Is this a hobby? Or is this a business for you? And I actually want you to think about this first when I go through this, to then at the end, I'm going to ask you to put in the chat. And each one has its place. There is no right or wrong. It's all about you and what you're wanting to build. So is this a charity? Is this a hobby? Or is this a business for you? So I want you to think about it as I speak. And then at the end, put in the chat what it is going to be for you. So when you joined Lifewave, you likely saw an opportunity for better health, maybe financial freedom, or perhaps a combination of both. But to truly succeed in this business, it's important to ask yourself a critical question. What is Lifewave to you? Is it a charity? Do you want to use your earnings to help others and gift them products to change their life? Friend, that is a noble and worthy cause for people, that's what they want to do with the finance they create. Or is it a hobby? Something that you'll do when you have extra time, maybe aiming to build a 5-figure business, maybe 30,000 a year, 50,000 a year, 80,000 a year would be helpful for you. But it's a hobby. It's not a real focus. Or is it a business, a vehicle for financial freedom, where you're willing to sacrifice time and opportunities now to build a 6-figure plus, even into 7 figures in the years to come, who knows, or even faster, income in the future with the lifestyle and time freedom you're delaying now for. So is it a charity? Is it a hobby? Or is it going to be a business? You see, a charity, we could be using Lifewave to bless others. And again, I love that. If your heart is to see this business as a way to give, then celebrate that. Helping others access Lifewave products like the X39 can be incredibly fulfilling. However, remember, even to give generously, you'll need to build a business that generates income. So what does it take? It takes consistency in sharing the products and building a team so that you can fund your charitable goals. I've been in the not-for-profit space for 30 years. And big dreams, wanting to help a whole bunch of people. But what was the bottom line? we needed finance to be able to fulfill those dreams, to be able to help those people. So sometimes people say, well, I just want to help them. Well, I just want to, get that to them. I'll just give them a free sleeve. And if you're in this as a charity, then that's fantastic. But you're still going to have to build the business to be able to finance being able to do that. You see, the reality is giving is noble, but without a business mindset, it's hard to sustain long-term generosity. Start with building the income and then use it to bless others. So if you go over the next 3 years, I want to build like enough income to be charitable, well, then you've got to build a business with that consistency. Here's the second one about a hobby. Put in the chat. Give me a 5 if you're still with me tonight. A hobby, a side hustle, maybe for an extra income. Thank you guys. Just making sure you're still with me. Perhaps you see Lifewave as a way to make an extra 5-figure income while enjoying the process and working at your own pace. And again, if you're building a charity through this, we're cheering you on. If you're going to build a side hustle, a hobby with this, we're cheering you on. This is a great way to dip your toes into the entrepreneurial world without going all in. But what does it take? To build this as a hobby, what does it take? Well, it needs a minimum of 5 to 10 hours a week to share the products, to follow up people, and to support your team. So the sharing, the following up, and the supporting, no matter if you're doing a charity, a hobby, or a business, all of those are integral, and you need to put some time into it. So this one needs at least 5 to 10 hours to build a 5-figure business a year. Over the course of a year, you'll have months that are higher and lower, but the great thing about this business is as you build strength, it only goes north anyway from there. The reality is to build a 5-figure income, you'll need to stay consistent and treat it seriously, even if it's just a hobby. Progress may be slower, but it's possible with focus and persistence. So maybe you're the type of person that will get to a 6-figure income in 3 years by treating this more as a hobby. Because you've got other passions, you've got other lifestyle things. You'd rather be out wining and dining at lunchtime and hanging out with your friends, being on the golf course, whatever, instead of building something at this, maybe sacrificing some of that to be able to build so that you can do that for the rest of your life. You might be half with that. I can do half of this. I'm comfortable with what time I give into this, and I'm comfortable with what my results are over there, so I can still live this type of life. And again, there's no right or wrong. It's more you understanding what do you actually want to build. Then there's the business. So there's the charity, there's the hobby, and then there's the business. The business, the way I've written this, is your ticket to financial freedom. If you're serious about creating financial freedom and a 6-figure plus income, Lifewave can be the dream seeder. And I really want you to write that down somewhere because that's how we see this. It's a dream seeder. I love Lifewave. We're all in on Lifewave, but Lifewave isn't the be all and end all for Vanessa and I. We have so many other great things that we want to do and that we're passionate about. We see it, although we're committed to it in all different aspects and areas, it's a dream seeder for us. It's a dream seeder for our future passions. But it takes a business mindset, hard work, and a hunger to succeed. So what does it take to build a business while working full-time? Because for a lot of people, they're working full-time and they've taken this on and they're like, hey, I want to build something that either replaces my income or adds significantly to what I'm doing, which is exciting. So here's the first one is time commitment. To build it as a business, you'll really need to allocate at least 10 hours, 10 focused hours at a minimum per week, which is roughly around just over 2 hours per day. Minimum to income generating activities like prospecting, follow up, and supporting your team while plugging them into the system. And this is what I want to remind you, and especially those of you that are watching this later on, we have a system for you to plug people into. It's at the moment, all you need to be doing is patching people, like prospecting, reaching out to people, patching them, following them up, inviting them to a presentation, and then plugging them into our system and then supporting them while they're being plugged in. Hey, did you get to the 12 o'clock meeting to have your questions answered? Hey, is anything you need from me on top of the whole system that we have that I can help you with? Like it's the support aspect of, as you're building your team, your people that you've personally sponsored and then they've personally sponsored. It's being there amidst all of the system that Vanessa and I have, and then the greater system of This Is It team. But to build this business, this means making sacrifices. This means waking up, for some of you, earlier, or staying up later, working during lunch breaks, working over the weekends, or cutting out non-essential activities that are time wasters like Netflix, although I love Netflix. Don't get me wrong, but I look at the time I spend on that and I think about what I could be doing in my business. Or being at the bar every night, unless it's making new contacts, which then maybe I understand if that's what you love doing. But out there and talking to people. There is sacrifice. For greatness, there is always sacrifice. The way I see this is I sacrifice now for the life that I want in the future. So where I'm sitting, I hurt my ankle recently. It's just 2 weeks today since I rolled my foot. And I was out for the first 2 days in appointments, and then I didn't leave my house for 9 or 10 days straight. And then my office desk, pretty much except for crawling down the stairs and getting on my scooter to get a glass of water or something, this is where I lived. And do you know what? For the last 12 months or more, really 18 months of what we've been doing, sometimes I don't even leave the house for 3 days because of how focused I am on building what I'm doing. Now, everyone will do things different in their season and their way. But what I do encourage people is, if you're wanting to build a business and you're wanting to build a life that you don't have now, but you want for your future, you have to make sacrifices now to be able to get there. The second thought around that is the hunger to succeed. How hungry truly are you? And I ask myself on a daily rate, out of 1 to 10, Andrew, right now, how hungry am I to succeed? Where am I at today? How am I starting with how focused I want to be in building what I'm building? You see, your desire to break free must outweigh your excuses. Now, I think by nature, we all love excuses. But what I've learned about excuses is excuses never produce anything profitable. I've never had an excuse produce anything profitable. Can you give me a 10 if you're still with me and you're okay? This is a little bit of a push message tonight. I hope that's okay. You know, sometimes I want to record, and I say this with grace, and this is never a shaming. This is never, we don't live in shame or condemnation. That is, we've been done that, been there, bought the t-shirt. We don't want to be involved in that. But this is a what do you want message. Because sometimes I get people and I feel like recording them as they spend 10 minutes whinging, complaining, and excusing. And all I want to say to them is, right in this moment, I cannot help you. There is nothing I can do to help you. You're actually wasting your time and mine. The only person that can help you is you. To stop, put down the phone, choose to step out of being overwhelmed, start talking to yourself about what your why is and what you need to recalibrate and change to change your mindset. Because excuses, unfortunately, get us nowhere. Actually takes us backwards. So how desperate are you for freedom? Do you have a clear vision of the life that you want to build? Do you actually know what it is that you want? Have you written it down? Because that's why I believe in dream boards and other things. So you got to keep looking, going, hell, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm looking at. Where I live, I can see the place where I want to buy. So I look at that, and sometimes I walk around it and I think I'm going to be in there at some stage. That's going to be the next place I'm going to be living. I have certain things that I am as part of my why. Here's a third thought about if you're going to build a business: willingness to grow. This can be a hard one for a lot of people. Willingness to grow. Success isn't about products or recruiting. It's about becoming the person capable of leading a business, growing, being ready to learn. Here's, I reckon, the biggest secret sauce to success: being willing to fail, to being okay that you're not going to get it right every time and that you're going to fall on your face a lot. But you actually don't truly fail, I believe, if you get back up again. If you stay down, you're done until you get back up again. But when you get back up, there's fresh hope and there's fresh potential. Adapt, being ready to adapt, learn new systems, learn new language, learn new things, and grow through personal development and mentorship. Make your why, here's one, make your why bigger than your feelings and frustrations. So today I had a feelings and frustrations bit of a moment day. And I had to go back to my why. I said to go, Andrew, go back to your why. And none of it made sense because feelings and frustrations a lot of the time are over exaggerated. A lot of the time, your circumstance is actually way better and the situation is way more fruitful than you are in those moments many times. Here's the next one about building a business: a long-term perspective. Thank you, Joanne. A long-term perspective. We've grown up too much in the McDonald's culture of we do drive-through. If we don't get our burgers and everything within 30 to 60 seconds, we're ready to call the manager. All of those things. And and then it's cold sometimes. It's long-term perspective. So many of you have only been in this 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, maybe a year. Like we're just in over a year. And sometimes I got to go to Vanessa. We're not where we want to be, but look where we've come. And can I just say, even without the financial benefits of this, what we've learnt that I take into other aspects of my life from this is pure gold. Sometimes we don't realize the gold that we're picking up along the way through the valleys, through the climbing the mountains, of how rich we actually become when we stop and turn around and look at what we've grown in. A long-term perspective. Building a six-figure business takes time. Some will do it a lot faster than others. But here's the thing, your race is different to theirs. Your race is different to theirs. Commit to a minimum of 3 years, like we say, to establish your foundation. And maybe your first year is your foundation year. That's what it's been for Vanessa and I. It's our foundation year. Made lots of mistakes. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, done a lot of different things. Had the highs and the lows. But now we have a base that we're building from. Refine your skills and grow the team that you're there to support. Lifewave offers a powerful compensation plan, but it works best when you duplicate the system. So again, we're now using the school system of This Is It team. Please download it as soon as you can. Get approved, and then it is set up way better, in my opinion, than thisisitteam.com. Learn the system. And this is even easier to be able to send people to. So I want to ask you, as I've got to bring this to a close, what's your number? What's your number? 10,000 a year? 60,000, 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, 1 million. Again, we could all spout off a number, but it's also, what are we doing to be able to get there? What's your number? Million? Think about your financial goals. Do you need 500 a month of extra spending money? 5,000 a month to create financial breathing space? 10,000 a month to be able to replace maybe your current job? Your number will determine your level of commitment. Your number will determine your level of commitment. There's going to be fast distance runners and there's going to be plotters. And both are loved and appreciated in this business. One is not right and one is not wrong, but you've got to pick which team you're going to be on. In Lifewave, you'll see 2 types of people. Plotters, they take slow, consistent steps over time. Progress is steady, but not urgent. And I can tell by when I ask them what's urgent and what's not. And I go, okay, they may be in the plotter category. And we'll cheer them on with that because that's what they can do. That's what they want. That's how they're going to do this. Fast distance runners, they sprint towards their goals with intensity, achieving faster results by dedicating focused energy and time. So they're the ones that are going, I need to get to this fast. I want to replace my income quickly. I have 3 daughters that are getting married next year, say, not me, thank goodness. But I got to come up with 3. I need to find that. Like, it's all different whys, and how the bigger your why, or what your why is, will determine how fast or how slow you go. The truth is both approaches work. It's your choice how fast or slow you go. But remember, the faster you move, the sooner you'll see results. The slower you move, the longer it takes to reach your goals. So what's your level of desperation? What's your level of desperation? Ask yourself, how badly do I want to break free from my current circumstances? Am I willing to sacrifice comfort and convenience now for the freedom I desire? And I'm going to be giving the notes to this message so you can go back over it if you like. Will I show up when it's hard, even when I don't feel motivated, and even when results didn't come as quickly as I hoped for? It's all commitment. Lifewave can become your dream seater and freedom ticket. Lifewave isn't just about building a business, it's about creating a freedom lifestyle. It can fund your passions. It can give you the time to do what truly matters to you. It can be the stepping stone to other dreams and opportunities. But it starts with you deciding, is this a charity? Is this a hobby? Or is this a business? What's your number? How hard are you willing to work to achieve it? It's your choice, your freedom. Lifewave can be whatever you want it to be. A tool for helping others, a fun side hustle, or a thriving 6 to 7 plus figure business. But the key is to decide what you want, commit to it fully, and follow through with consistency and persistence. Whether you're a plotter or a fast distance runner, the road to financial freedom starts with one decision: to keep going no matter what. To keep going no matter what. So what will Lifewave be for you? And I actually, if you feel comfortable, to write it in the chat. Is it going to be a charity? Because we'll cheer you on. That's what you're building. Is it going to be a hobby? Because we'll cheer you on if this is a hobby for you. Get some breathing space. Is it going to be a business? Because the choice is yours. The choice is yours. And can I encourage you, like I have so many people over this last 12 months, I'm going to look at the notes in just a second, is if you do quit, what's your alternative? Because if it's just to go back and watch Netflix aren't going to pay for your freedom lifestyle. And so if it's just having a bad day, have a bad day. Own it as a bad day or a frustrating day. And then go, now I'm resetting. I'm going to brain dump all my overwhelm on paper. And then for some, you might need to throw it away, burn it, or whatever, or execute what's on there to get things done. And then go, either this hour is a new hour or this day is a new day. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. And for some of you, if I can just throw out there that I just feel, some of you, that word sticks a bit deep because you've quit a lot of things. And maybe someone said to you, you're not someone who finishes things. I want to cheer you on to finish this strong. And when I say finish, get to that point where you're having to create bigger whys and bigger dream boards because you're creating things that you never thought and dreaming in things that you've never been able to before. We're not quitters. But we got to know, and I'm going to be asking you this question. I'm going to ask Vanessa to ask you this question when things come up. Is this a charity for you? Is this a hobby for you? Or is this a business for you? Because that'll also tell us how committed you are and how much we can help push you with grace, but to be able to push you at times when you don't want to be pushed, but you need it to be able to keep running, because you're either a plotter or you're a runner. And plotters will get there in the end if they do the right things. Runners will get there a lot faster. So I'd love you to write down again what if you've already written it in, thank you, what it is for you. And then are you going to run or are you going to plot? So that also helps you to know what your boundaries are around what you're building, what you're doing, and how, because you're in control, this is your business, how you want to do this. All righty, we're almost out of time, but that's great. A plotter, business, I love that. Plotter and a business, yep, love that. Thank you. Business, that's great. Business. Again, you say charity or hobby, I'm there. We're good. It's more you knowing what you're building. Fantastic. So if you get this message later on and listen to it, I'd love you to just bring that next time maybe that we all speak and go, hey, I want you to know there's a charity for me. I want to make enough income to help other people with this. Great. Or there's a hobby. I just want to make some margin and help with some breathing space. Fantastic. Well, no, this is a business. I want to be in financial freedom. Okay, great. Let's do this. And then I want to plod or I want to run. And so then we can keep making sure we're helping you the best way we can. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And if anyone's new here, we're about to start the presentation tonight. That was just our team meeting and talking all about what this incredible product has and this business that's helping so many different people. So we're going to go right into, do I need to make you host, I think, Joanne?
Yeah, can you just make me host? And also, Andrew, just stop the recording so we